This Yahoo was sent in by Dale Rohrbog. Dale Rohrbog. Thank you, Dale. It's by Yahoo Answers user Ting Ting, who asks, and I'm sorry if this is too weird. Do you smell a person while hugging? Be true. He adds, definitely yes. It gives you a kind of an idea of what kind of a person he or she is.
Does it?
I'm trying to think if I've ever, like, intentionally...
Yeah, because that's the thing. Is you mean, like, oh, I hug someone and, you know, like, I'm breathing.
Yeah, that's
or
the
do you
thing.
mean, like, I hug someone and go...
It's like when you scope it out, when you scope out a situation. You see it with your eyes. Like, the neurons are already in your brain. Once you perceive the thing, the neurons are going to go where they want to go. They're going to fire off the synapses that they want to fire off, and then all of a sudden you know if that person's attractive or not. When you hug someone, you have smell particles going in your nose that are firing off those.
Your eyes can be deceived, Griffin.
Right.
That's true.
But smell particles can't lie.
I actually have... I think that my usual MO is to... Like, I'll do a regular inhale, like, as I'm going in for the hug, just breathing.
Oh, man.
But then, if I like...
Oh, you'll go in for secondsies.
I'll go,
You'll
like,
take a second...
deeper.
Hey, do you mind if I take a second scoop? Just real quick. Let me just get a second scoop real quick.
Is this one per customer, or can I have two?
Can I have how much for an extra shot?
I feel like if you get an extra whiff in, though, you definitely do have to comment. And,
man, definitely.
No, you just have to say, like, okay, can I hug the other shoulder now? And then you go to the right.
Yep, like the French do it. I have
the French do it.
Double hugs. This is a serious problem for men of my sinusistic, who have my particular almost constant set of maladies relating to my nose zone. Which is to say, it's some kind of, it's either hay fever season or mold season or some kind of season constantly here in Austin. So I'm constantly sniffling. And if I'm hugging someone, I mean, every 10 seconds I have to sniff. And like, if they land in that period, like, it is going to seem like I'm like, oh, hey, bring it in. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. What? No, it's just, yeah, I'm sick.
Well, then why not just embrace it and be like, you smell great?
Just say you smell great. Everybody wants to hear that. You brighten somebody's day. They don't think it's weird.
Or, you've been working out. Compliment. No. It's a great compliment when not said right after sniffing someone.
Because when somebody's fit, the scent that they produce is way better when they've just...
Oh, no, I meant that they were working out immediately prior to the hug.
Oh, God.
Like, so they smelled like Jim Funk. Also, have you guys met my friend Jim Funk?
I want to ask you guys. This is related, and it's something that's been on my mind for a few days. I was watching something on TV. I don't know, but you see it all the time. And two people were meeting,
show?
A television program. A few people were meeting, and when they were greeting each other, the guy goes in and kisses the woman's cheek as like a greeting, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you see this happen.
Was it his wife or his mom?
No.
Okay, well,
but you see people doing. I mean, it happens. People do it. I don't know. I mean, grown-ups are always doing this, and I see it on television and sometimes in real life, and I don't know how you would even begin to add that layer to your social repetoire.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I honestly, I've tried it. Like, I've done a couple of, just preliminary tries of the cheek kiss greeting. Just to kind of take it for a spin.
I gotta hear this.
Hey, listen.
I gotta hear about your dry runs, John.
I don't want to weird you out, but do you want to experiment with me? I want to try something out.
It's like, okay, so you know that awkward moment when, like, someone goes for a hug and you go for a handshake?
Yeah.
It's like that times, like, 8. Because it's like...
Just 8? That seems so conservative.
Griffin, I've done a lot of number crunching on this. Is 8.
Because the person pulled back...
chances that someone's going to fucking headbutt you is pretty high.
The person pulled back and was like, that was 8 times weirder than when you go for a hug and they go for a handshake. That was exactly 800%
Griffin, I took
weirder.
fucking statistics in college, and I do, in fact, know what I'm talking about. I've got a survey size of 1,000. Mm-hmm. And it was 8
you just told us it was
the board.
2.
What? No, I said a couple. That could be 1,000.
How did you, what... Had you been drinking? Like, what? I don't know what.
Yeah, I can't even imagine
that's
making
a horrible
this decision.
experiment. I did it in laboratory conditions.
Did you do one dude, one lady? Just to see how it felt like?
I did 500 dudes and 500 ladies. And it was mostly for college credit because I can't afford to pay that many people.
Sure. Sure. Well, your fucking mouth would have been busted after 1,000 smooches.
I had a robot.
Okay.
I didn't do it myself.
Right. Pretend this robot is a loved one you haven't seen in a long time. You're acquaintances, but not lovers. Okay. Now the scene is set.
How many times worse was that?
Enter the smooching chamber. The background is set. Enter the Smoochatorium.
Well, you don't want to skew the results, so I had to tell them they were there for a sleep study.
Something is going to happen in this room with this stranger robot that's going to make you uncomfortable. Have fun. Science.
Get your college credit on the way out.
Mm-hmm. It's important that they don't know that the robot is part of the experiment, though. Or else it'll ruin the truth of the experiment.
Which
if I
is...
ever see a robot, it better be a part of an experiment.
Yeah.
I just can't. I honestly, I can't. I cannot imagine. I mean, adults seem to do it so smoothly. Like when it happens.
Okay,
it's like,
first, can I just say you gotta stop saying adults? It may,
it's grown up. Grown-ups are the only ones who do it.
Grown folks do it.
I see adults do it. Like grown-up people do it. I don't know how they get. I don't. Because the weirdest thing about it for me is that whenever it happens, the recipient never seems to be surprised. So in their mind, they had already met this person in the social contract, like halfway there. Like, well, I'm expecting this person might kiss me on the cheek. Have there been people in my life that I have greeted that were fully expecting a cheek kiss that did not receive one just because it's not part of my repertoire?
No, I think it's like saying I love you, where it's like until you do it the first time, it's never expected. And then once you do it, it's like, why didn't you say I love you?
That probably has something to do with it. But, and my theory, and I don't want to sound xenophobic, which I do in like almost every episode anyway, but I think that the friends that bring that element into your group of friends, I think we can probably safely label that element, that type of person, as people who have studied abroad. I think that they bring that social norm back into your group of friends, and then it sort of it spreads like a virus throughout the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And
that
then,
would make sense. It has to be sort of like in small dose. Like this is not something that has stratified throughout our entire cultural landscape in America. There are pockets of it where it has spread.
I have been party to groups of friends throughout my travels. Who like just don't physically touch each other at all. Like they don't hug or anything when we would get together and hang out. And then all of a sudden one new person would be added to the group. We'll call him Huggin' Dan. And Huggin' Dan would start hugging people, and then all of a sudden the people in that group are like, hey, hugs are pretty cool. It's cool to hug a friend. And then
it's nice to connect with another human being.
With like a lot of your body all at the same time. And then all of a sudden it's a hugging group of friends. I think that's what happens with the cheek kiss, except it's the person who does it is like way, way bolder than a Huggin' Dan. They're a Smoochin' Steve.
If you want to become a Smoochin' Steve, it's very important that you make eye contact first. And maybe put your hands on their shoulders to like establish like this is happening.
And then wait 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. If they don't move, they're into it.
Yeah. It's just
you gotta wait till you feel an opening in their kinetic energy, and then you're invited in.
The fucking complications that it adds.
That's
because like when we do like when someone new is hanging out with our hugging group of friends, I have that moment where like we hang out with them all day, and like I get to know them. I'm like, you are a tight bro, and we are gonna be bros for a long time. I can just tell it in this connection. But we've only known each other for one day. Do I hug you when you leave?
Here's how you do it. This is how you figure. This I've got an answer for. You have to hug somebody else that you're already hugging friends with.
Yeah, and then he sees it.
Look at this dude, and you go, fuck it, come here.
Okay, yes, that's true. It's choppy waters, but they're navigable. When kisses are up in the mix,
then you gotta have one partner in crime that's like, listen, I'm gonna kiss your cheek, and then I'm gonna fucking instigate it around. And people will see us do it and be like, oh, that's not weird. They did it. I don't understand
where you're at in your life when that risk-reward balances out. Like, I'm so good at socializing that I'm gonna challenge my game. Like, I'm gonna bump it up and make it harder for myself because it's just too easy right now.
When you say risk, you mean the chance that maybe they might choose that moment to go in for a cheat kiss for you,
and then you kiss
and
them.
then you're
When
accidentally
I
making
say
out.
risk,
Then
I
you're just
mean
making
literally
out.
any mouth-related catastrophe that has ever occurred to anybody in your
How did
life.
I
or
end up on their
imagination.
ear? What do I do
What am
now?
I doing? I'm nibbling.
History.
I'm nibbling gently. What am I doing?
My
I
tongue's
had
in
a-
their eye.
I had a stroke midway through, and now my mouth is on their nose forever.
Let's also acknowledge the fact that Travis, in 2 months, you're going to be a married man, and 4, I'll be a married man. Justin, you've been a married man for like 50 years. We can't get into adultery like now. We can't get into adultery because that is what that is. Your mouth touches another person's flesh. That is sin in the eyes of the Lord. I am not trying to fuck with that.